Greetings to all of my enthusiastic English language pupils. We are going to reveal a potent secret that will drastically improve your English communication abilities, which is why I am so happy to have you here today. This course is for you if you have ever wondered how certain presenters manage to enthrall their audience, project confidence, and deliver the perfect words. Today, we are discussing the pause, a sometimes disregarded yet crucial English communication tool. Indeed, that brief quiet can have a profound impact on how you communicate and how other people understand what you are saying. Slowing down is not enough. Every time you talk, it is about gaining confidence, bringing clarity, and commanding attention. Take a time to consider this. It is difficult to follow along when someone talks too quickly or without gaps, is not that right? However, when someone makes good use of pauses, you remember what they say. You will know exactly how to use pauses to increase the impact of your speech and make it simpler for people to follow and relate to you at the end of this video. Keep reading because I will give you practical advice on how to hone and master this crucial ability. This lesson will help you sound more confident in English whether you are speaking to a buddy, giving a presentation, or just trying to improve your English. Are you prepared to change the way you speak? Let we begin. Let us start by asking why stopping is so crucial. Is not concentrating solely on vocabulary, grammar, or pronunciation sufficient? Yes, those are also significant, but pausing has a special function. Here are some main arguments for why pause is not only helpful but essential for effective communication, particularly when speaking English. First of all, pauses enhance comprehension. The English language is highly dependent on tone, rhythm, and intelligibility. It is like hurling all of your words at someone at once when you talk without stopping. The audience does not have time to process what you are saying since your phrases flow together. By pausing, you give your thoughts more room. It gives the listener time to process, understand, and react to what you have spoken. And you know what? People are more likely to remain attentive and interested in what you have to say when they have a deeper understanding of you. Second, pausing makes your point more clear. Consider reading a passage in a book that is punctuated incorrectly. Is not that confusing? Speaking without pausing has the same effect. Pauses function similarly to speech punctuation. They aid in concept separation, transition marking, and alerting the listener to the end of one thought and the start of another. Clear pauses help you deliver your point precisely, whether you are narrating a straightforward anecdote or discussing a complicated concept. Third, stopping conveys assurance. Consider the best storytellers or speakers you have ever heard. What is the commonality among them all? They are composed, serene, and methodical. A self-assured speaker does not fear quiet. They demonstrate their command of the conversation by pausing. It conveys the idea that they are deliberate and thoughtful rather than hurried or nervous. You will discover that others perceive you differently once you have mastered the art of pausing. In spite of the fact that English is not your native language, you will appear confident and trustworthy. Fourth, pause to emotionally engage your audience. The emotional impact of pausing is yet another amazing feature. A quick pause can be used to highlight a point or create tension. For example, you are drawn in by more than just the words when someone is giving you an engaging narrative. The pauses in between sentences build suspense and cause you to savor the content. You can let your audience experience a variety of emotions by purposefully using pauses, which will increase the impact and memorability of your message. Fifth, taking a moment to reflect is beneficial. People frequently feel under pressure to answer right away during interactions. Speaking a second language, like English, makes this particularly difficult. However, there is no need to hurry. You can collect your thoughts and effectively formulate your ideas by pausing. The secret is that native speakers also take a moment to reflect. It is common to pause, which indicates that you prioritize clear communication over haste. It is time to discuss how to use pausing successfully now that we know why it is so beneficial. This comprehensive tutorial offers advice on how to incorporate pauses into your English speech in a meaningful and natural way. First, work on being conscious of pauses. You must learn to recognize pauses before you can begin to use them actively. Observe how those you look up to employ pauses in speeches, presentations, and discussions. Watch English language interviews or TED Talks and pay attention to the speech patterns. You will realize how pauses help with successful communication once you start to notice them. Second, indicate transitions with pauses. Pauses serve as verbal road markers as you go from one place to another. They inform the listener that they have completed one notion and are beginning another. This is particularly crucial in formal contexts, such as academic talks or work presentations. To keep your audience focused, practice pausing briefly before introducing new concepts. 3. Use natural breaks to timing your stops. It is not necessary for pauses to seem arbitrary or forced. They function best when they complement your speech's organic flow. Take a moment to stop at the conclusion of a sentence, for example. At the conclusion of major portions, pause a little longer. In addition to giving you a breather, these pauses let your audience know that it is time to change direction. Fourth, refrain from employing too many filler words. It is normal to use or like to fill in pauses when we are anxious. Although this is normal, employing too many fillers can give the impression that you are unsure. Instead of cramming words into the void, take that opportunity to halt with assurance. Silence works far better than a litany of pointless words. 5. Reduce your overall speed. It may initially feel strange to pause if you have a tendency to speak quickly. It is all right. Make a conscious effort to speak more slowly at first. This allows you more room to pause without feeling uncomfortable. Recall that you really come across as more authoritative when you slow down and pause. 6th, get better at thinking before you talk. Stopping before you start. Speaking is an excellent habit that has a significant impact. Take a moment to collect your thoughts before answering a question or striking up a discussion. Your interactions become more polished and professional as a result. 7. Control your anxiety by pausing. People who are nervous tend to talk more quickly than they want to. You may manage your breathing and calm your anxiety by pausing. Try this the next time you are nervous when speaking in English. First, pause in the middle of a statement. Second, take a deep breath and release it gradually. 3. Go back to talking more steadily and calmly. Your audience will notice your confidence and you will feel more calm. 8. Include pauses in your routine. Make pauses a regular element of your English practice. Whether you are reading aloud, practicing with a script, or performing a presentation, make sure you intentionally pause at organic points. Pausing will eventually become as natural as breathing. 9. Make use of storytelling pauses. One of the best ways to practice meaningful pauses is to tell stories. Intentional silences can draw attention to important details and keep readers emotionally invested in your narrative. What you do not say during that interval is more important than what you say. 10. Always keep in mind that less is more. In conclusion, remember that intentional pauses are effective. Your listener may become distracted if you pause too frequently or for too long. Aim for equilibrium, employing pauses as instruments to highlight important ideas without disrupting the conversation. Speaking more clearly is not the only benefit of pausing. It is a talent that can improve your communication in general. Pauses are your hidden weapon for connection, clarity, and confidence whether you are speaking, presenting at business, or conversing with a friend. Practice is the key. Pauses will feel more natural the more deliberately you use them in your everyday speech. Let us now discuss a strategy that will help you improve your English speaking and listening abilities more quickly than you may have imagined. This video is for you if you have been striving to get better at something and have been feeling stuck. We frequently believe that formal instruction, applications, or textbooks are the best ways to learn English. However, there is a more effective method to enhance your speaking and listening skills. It all comes down to having talks in real life. And that is precisely what we will be discussing right now. So, how do you use discussions in real life to get better at English? Let us explore this effective and useful technique that will enable you to communicate and comprehend English as a native speaker. What is the approach used in real-life conversations? Immersion in genuine conversations is the key to the listening and speaking with real-life conversations technique. You practice your English by interacting with people in authentic situations rather than concentrating only on textbooks or classroom content. Because it exposes you to real speech patterns rather than simply the formal structures we see in textbooks, this approach is quite effective. As a result, you will have the opportunity to practice speaking and listening with real-world responses, conversations that mirror the actual usage of English and authentic terminology. The best thing is that it enables you to become more fluent and confident in a way that feels natural and useful. Why does this approach work? Now, why does this approach work so well for enhancing your listening and speaking abilities? I will inform you. 1. The context of real life. You can understand how English is used in real-world contexts by practicing speaking and listening in authentic conversations. You will come across terms, idioms, and even colloquialisms that you may not have learned in school but will hear everywhere you go. 2. Enhances hearing comprehension. Understanding spoken English, particularly when it is fast-paced or full of accents, is one of the hardest things for English language learners to do. It will be simpler to follow discussions in the future if you listen to people talk in natural settings, since you will become accustomed to their varied accents, tempos, and colloquial idioms. 3. Encourages self-assurance. Using the language in authentic contexts is the best way to increase your confidence. Speaking with someone in a genuine discussion will inevitably make you feel more at ease with your English. Because the emphasis is on communication rather than perfection, you will not be as scared to make mistakes. 4. Facilitates natural speech. You will begin to notice the pauses, tone, and topic switching that occur naturally in conversation. Your speech will become more conversational and impromptu, which will help you seem more like a native speaker. Now that you understand why this approach is so effective, let us explore how you may use discussions in everyday situations to get better at English. Step 1. Locate conversation partners. The first step is to locate practice partners. Native English speakers may be among them. Practice as much as you can with someone you know who speaks English well. This is arguably the most effective method of learning. 5. Partners for language exchange. You can look for language exchange partners online if you do not know any native speakers. You can connect with folks who wish to practice their native language while you practice English on a variety of websites and applications. 6. Online forums or courses. You can participate in online forums, classes, and discussion groups. There are numerous virtual gathering spots for language practice. Step 2. Begin with basic dialogue. Do not stress about having lengthy or complex talks when you initially start. Start with easy, commonplace subjects. Give a brief introduction. Practice introducing yourself, your background, and your occupation. Discuss your plans for the evening, your lunch, or your activities from the previous day. Discuss your hobbies. Talk about your favorite movies, books, or pastimes. When speaking, this makes you feel more at ease and organic. Talk in a relaxed and lighthearted manner. Speaking practice, not perfecting every sentence, is the aim. Step 3. Make use of actual materials. Listening to real-world content such as TV shows, YouTube videos, podcasts, and interviews is another way to use real-life talks. These kinds of resources frequently include organic, impromptu dialogues that are ideal for education. Take in podcasts. There are numerous podcasts designed especially for English language learners that discuss common subjects in an easy-to-understand manner. You can try to grasp the speaker's natural speech patterns by listening to these podcasts. Watch videos on YouTube. Look for YouTube videos where the presenter engages in informal dialogue. You will be able to hear genuine speech patterns and pick up new words that are used in everyday contexts. Pay attention to interviews. Another excellent resource is interview forms. Interviews, whether with a businessperson or a celebrity, can introduce you to new words and speech patterns and frequently cover fascinating subjects. Step 4. Practice attentive listening. Active listening is one of the most crucial components of this approach. This indicates that you are not merely hearing what is being said. You are listening for the sentiments, intonation, and context of the words. Try to observe how the speakers react to one another while you listen to a podcast or discussion. What types of inquiries do they make? What is their response to the other person's words? The feelings in their voices? Are they humorous, serious, or excited? How does their tone vary according on the circumstance? Active listening enhances your ability to talk by assisting you in understanding not just what is being said but also how it is being said. Step 5. Do not be scared of making errors. The most crucial thing to keep in mind is that making errors is a necessary part of learning. People are more concerned with communicating in a real discussion than with using flawless grammar or pronunciation. Therefore, do not be scared to make errors. Every error is an opportunity to grow and learn. Additionally, you will improve your ability to confidently express yourself with time. Step 6. Consistently practice. The secret is consistency. Make an effort to speak English at least once per day. Aim for a couple times each week if that is not feasible. You will see improvements in your speaking and listening abilities the more you practice. Regular practice will help you stay on track and achieve steady development, even if you only practice for 10 to 15 minutes each day. Here are some pointers to increase the effectiveness of this approach. Maintain a journal. Jot down the new words and phrases you learned after every conversation. Your learning will be reinforced as a result. Put yourself to the test. Try talking about more complicated subjects after you feel at ease with simpler ones. Talk about topics such as current affairs, your plans for the future, or your strong beliefs on various topics. Take advice from others. Observe the words used by others in conversations. Try to use some of their words and expressions in your own speech after observing how they express themselves. Although this approach is excellent, there are certain typical blunders to steer clear of. 1. Insufficient listening. Do not just concentrate on talking. Verify that you are paying attention and comprehending what the other person is saying. Give the other person an opportunity to talk and express their opinions, since genuine conversations involve both speaking and listening. 2. Steering clear of errors. Do not strive for flawless speech. Concentrate on speaking. Speaking freely and with confidence will get easier the more you practice. Speaking and listening in English can be greatly enhanced by using the real-life conversations method. You will quickly become more fluent and self-assured by practicing with actual people, listening to genuine conversations, and discussing common subjects. That concludes the lesson for today, amazing students. I sincerely appreciate you taking the time to visit the Mr. English Fluency Teacher channel. You have my utmost admiration for dedicating today to improving your English. Keep in mind that learning a new language is a journey rather than a race, and that every little step you take will bring you closer to your objective. By being here, you have already taken that step, and that is something to be proud of. Mastering pauses and having discussions in real life are two strategies we discussed today, but they go beyond simple advice. These are effective tools that you may use immediately. Here's how to make them work for you, though. Regular practice. You will be astounded at how much progress you have achieved if you commit a small amount of time each day to these methods. It is acceptable for some days to feel more difficult than others. Keep in mind that perfection is not the goal. It is about being there and doing your best. Additionally, remember to acknowledge and enjoy your victories along the road. Did you say something challenging today? Why not celebrate it? Have you ever tried shadowing before? Fantastic work. Every accomplishment, no matter how minor, serves as evidence of your progress. Keep a record of your progress, write it down, and celebrate your accomplishments. Do not keep this lesson to yourself if you found it useful and enjoyable. Share this video with someone who is learning English and give it a thumbs up. Your behavior can encourage them to embark on their own educational journey. To ensure you do not miss my most recent videos, please hit the subscribe button and enable the alerts bell if you would want to see more lessons like this one. I would love for you to accompany me on this incredible educational adventure, as there are a ton of fascinating lessons and advice to come. I sincerely appreciate your presence and your confidence in me to help you with your English language development. I always have faith in you, and you have what it takes to achieve. Keep your motivation strong by reminding yourself why you started. Together, we will continue to make your dreams come true. Lastly, I hope to hear from you soon. What did you learn most from the session today? Leave a remark below with your ideas, objectives, and even difficulties. Our goal as a learning community is to encourage and support one another. Keep in mind that learning English is more than just picking up facts. It is about gaining self-assurance, making connections, and opening up new doors for oneself. Remain consistent, keep practicing, and remember to enjoy yourself while doing it. You are on the right track, you are strong, and you are capable. Again, I want to thank you for letting me share in your educational journey. I am eager to watch what you accomplish. I will see you in the future video, and keep shining and working hard.